Good morning, students. This is Latif sir. Today I am going to start a new chapter, the chapter 6, electrochemistry or electrolysis. The topic is electrolysis. I have completed the chapter 5 according to the reduced syllabus, and next day I will try to give some more solve numerical problem based on chapter 5. That is on based on empirical formula, molecular formula. On next day I'll give. Okay, so today I'm going to start new chapter. That is chapter 6, electrolysis. First I have given the reduced syllabus, and according to the reduced syllabus you have to read the maximum portion of this chapter, that is chapter 4, chapter 6. Okay, maximum portions of chapter 6 given in the reduced syllabus. Okay, so let's start the chapter 6 of ICSE class 10th chemistry. The topic is electrolysis. So what is electrolysis? The word electrolysis is made up of two words. Electro means electron, that means current or electricity, and lysis means separating or breaking. Okay, or so bringing about a chemical change in a substance by passage of electricity is known as electrolysis. So what is electrolysis? Electrolysis means change. Electrolysis means bringing a chemical change in a substance by passage of electricity or electric current. Electrolysis establishes the relationship between electrical energy and chemical energy. You know that generally metals can conduct electricity in solid state, liquid state. Okay. Other than these metals, there are many chemical compounds which can also conduct electricity in liquid state or in molten state. Many substances allow electricity to pass through them, and many do not. And it has also found that all the substances for allowing passage of electricity or current do not undergo chemical change. For metallic conductor, that is most metallic elements like copper, aluminum, iron, or all alloys, whether in solid state or in molten state, they allow electric current to pass through them without undergoing any chemical change. While non-metals except graphite like sulfur, phosphorus, they do not conduct electricity. Therefore they are non-metals are non-conductor, as metals allow the passing of electric current through them. That's why metals are called conductor. And non-metals, they do not allow or they do not conduct electricity. That's why non-metals are called non-conductor. Conduction of electric current, the conduction of an electric current by a conductor is due to the flow of electron. In case of metallic conductor, the conduction of electric current by a metallic conductor due to the flow of free electrons. That is, metals contains a large number of free electrons, and due to the flow of free electrons in metal can conduct electricity. Other than metals, I have told that there are some chemical compounds like sodium chloride, potassium chloride, sulfuric acid, nitric acid. These are chemical compounds. These are not metals. These compounds can conduct electric current in aqueous state or in molten state, but they do not conduct electric current in solid state. And these chemical compounds are called electrolyte. So electrolytes are those compounds, chemical compounds that can conduct electric current in aqueous state or in molten state, but not in solid state, and are decomposed by the passage of electric current. And these chemical compounds are electrolytes. For example, the passage of electric current through copper chloride or copper sulfate solution. So when you pass copper electric current through copper sulfate solution, you'll see that copper sulfate or copper chloride decompose. If you take copper chloride solution and you are passing current or electricity through copper sulfate solution, copper chloride solution, if you are passing electric current through copper chloride solution, you will see that copper chloride solution decompose to give metallic copper and chlorine gas. Okay, and such chemical compounds which conduct electric current in molten or aqueous state are called electrolytes. But not all chemical compounds can conduct electricity. Some compounds do not conduct electric current at all, whether in solid state or in liquid state or in aqueous state. And these chemical compounds which do not conduct electric current, they are called non-electrolyte. Okay. For example, non-electrolyte, example of non-electrolytes: sugar solution, glucose solution, carbohydrate solution, and any protein, fats. These are non-conductor of electricity. That is, they do not conduct electric current. So substances can conduct electricity due to presence of free electrons, that generally in case of metals. And some chemical compounds can also conduct electricity due to presence of ions, positively charged cation and negatively charged anions. In case of metallic conductor, the conductor of electricity is free electrons. But in case of electrolytic conductor like copper sulfate, copper chloride, copper nitrate, hydrochloric acid, sodium hydroxide, sodium chloride solution. Okay, for this electrolytic conductor, the conductor of electricity is due to presence of positively charged cations and negatively charged anion. So let's see the differences between the metallic conductor and electrolytic conductor. First, metallic conductor. Here one example taken, that copper metallic conductor, example copper wire, and electrolytic compounds or electrolytic conductor, example copper sulfate here taken, copper sulfate solution. Okay, so metallic conductor copper wire and electrolytic conductor copper sulfate solution. In case of metallic conductor, flow of current consists of a single stream of electron flowing from the negative pole to the positive pole. So in case of metallic conductor, the cause of conductivity is the presence of free electrons, while in case of electrolytic conductor, flow of current consists of two streams, one of the positive cations flowing through towards the negative cathode, and the other of negative anions flowing towards the positive anode. So in case of electrolytic conductor, on passing electricity through electrolytic conductor, the electrolytes decompose to give two products at two electrode. One is cathode, one electrode is cathode and another is anode. Okay, cathode is negatively charged electrode and anode is positively charged electrode. Huh. When you pass electric current through a electrolytic conductor, the electrolyte will decompose to give oppositely charged ions, that is positively charged cation and negatively charged anion. Then the positively charged cations goes to negatively charged cathode and negatively charged anions goes towards the positively charged anode. Okay, so in case of metallic conductor, the conductor of electricity is due to presence of free electrons, and in case of electrolytic conductor, the cause of conductivity is the presence of positively charged cations and negatively charged anions. Okay, second point, the metallic conductivity is the property of metals. Metallic conductivity is the property of metals and alloys. But in case of electrolytic conductors, the electrolytic conductivity is the property of electrovalent compounds or ionic compounds. Electrolytic conductor is the property of ionic compounds. Third difference is metallic conductors, metals both in solid state and in liquid state are good conductor of electricity. Metals are good conductor of electricity in solid state or in liquid state, but electrolytes or electrolytic conductor like copper sulfate are good conductor of electricity only in the aqueous solution, that is in liquid state or in molten state, but not in solid state. Okay, so electrolytes or electrolytic conductor are good conductor only in aqueous solution or in molten state. In case of metallic conductor, no change of form or in composition occurs during conduction of electricity. That is, metallic conductor is a physical change. That is, no change in chemical combination, no change in chemical composition of metallic conductor when electricity is passing through metallic conductor. While in case of electrolytic conductors, new products are formed at two electrodes. New products are formed at two electrodes, and that's why the electrolytic conductors in case of electrolytic conductors, this involves chemical change. Okay, so today I have told that not only metals can conduct electricity, there are some chemical compounds which can also conduct electricity due to presence of oppositely charged ions, that is cation and anions, and these chemical compounds are electrolyte, and those but not all chemical compounds compounds can conduct electricity, and these chemical compounds which do not conduct electricity are called non-electrolyte. And finally, I have given a difference between metallic conductor and electrolytic conductor. Okay, in case of metallic conductor, the conductivity is due to the presence of free electrons in the metal surface. In case of electrolytic conductor, the conductivity is due to presence of oppositely charged cation and anions, and due to their random motions, that is cations moves towards cations moves positively charged cations moves towards the negatively charged cathode, and negatively charged anions moves towards the positively charged anode. Okay, and metallic conductor in metallic conductor only physical changes occur. that is metallic conductors. This is only a physical process, and in case of electrolytic conductors, there is some new products are formed. That means electrolytic conductor involves chemical changes. Okay, thank you.